1, 2, 3. Take one.
Ow, it does hurt just as bad as clapping.
Oh, it does? Isn't it cute, though? It has the Halloween.
It's so cute.
Well, we're recording. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Well, this is Buddha and the Beast. I'm Jay. This is M. You know, I'm still kind of doing my makeup. Could you pass me a water? Off-screen producer Dylan's giving me a water. Wow. I'm like obsessed with doing like insane blush for like Sabrina inspired looks.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love the way that you can do blush in different ways to like completely change your face.
I know, you really can.
I like sun-kissed blush. That's cute.
I want to try some of the new Trixie cosmetics. I have like all of her pencils. Last time I did Kimberly because that's like my pink era, but I think I want to do... So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the HR Honey, the dark liner, and then do the work wife. We are going to see Sabrina.
I can't even believe that that's a thing that's going to happen in my life.
I know. I cannot believe we're going to see Sabrina live. Like,
I can't.
Because we're obsessed with, or at least I'm obsessed with the new album.
Yeah, it's so good. Out of all of the albums that have come out this year, they've all been so good. But I'm starting to like be able to rank the best ones that I like the best. Like,
oh yeah.
But it gets hard between Ariana, Dua Lipa, and Sabrina. Those three are hard to put in place. For me, Billie Eilish is the best.
So Billie's your number one?
Oh yeah. I still am listening to that every day.
I mean, right now I'm listening to Short and Sweet every day.
I'm also listening to that every day. It's between those two right now.
Oh my god, this HR Honey liner, just like alone without the lipstick is fierce. Oh my god, this lip is giving. Hi 9 to 5.
It gave you a thumbs up.
Matte, the work wife, is this a matte? Yes, it's a matte. I love her matte lipsticks.
Me too. I wore the one, I think I got HR Honey, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You got the dark one.
I wore it the other day all day, and it did start to bug the fuck out of me, though.
Like, what happened to it?
It just, I hate the feel of lipstick and lip gloss, and it doesn't dry all the way. It doesn't really transfer that much, but like you can still really feel it.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate that feeling. So I ended up having to just wash it off at a certain point in the day because I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I love the feeling.
It drives me crazy. Like, I'm all down for a matte, dry, like lip, like liquid lip that actually dries fully. But the feeling of lipstick just fucking annoys me.
Does her liquid Eden dry?
Mm-hmm.
It does? Okay, but these new 9 to 5s don't really?
No. But it would be, it's good for like a night out where I don't have to wear it for like a super long amount of time.
We definitely have to like do our Sabrina inspired makeup when we go to the show.
Yeah. Heavy blush. It's going to be so fun. And it's going to be so like weird having you in Florida.
I know. Yeah. So we're going to the Tampa show?
Yeah.
And in October.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
And then I'll be in Maine like 2 weeks before that.
I know, and we're gonna go on the haunted walk.
Yes,
and we're gonna do it. Wait, do you think we're gonna be able to do an in-person podcast?
I was thinking about that. I mean, probably depending on work hours. Oh, I have actually 2 topics from Lesbian TikTok. So, one of the like supposedly picture perfect TikTok relationships ended.
Okay, like lesbian?
Yes, and it's
Hi, Les.
Mandie and Danae. And do you remember when I sent you that TikTok about the 2 lesbians on like a farm, and she said Mandie wanted a horse, so I got her a horse. Mandie wanted the barn torn. They broke up.
Oh, they did?
Well, they're divorcing. It's a little bit more serious than a breakup.
Oh, wow. I didn't
And
even know. I love how algorithms nowadays, you don't even like, they're like all over your page probably. And I'm
yeah,
like, who?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they have been on TikTok for a while and they had this like picture perfect relationship. And now
Yeah.
everybody's like speculating because the blonde, Mandie, wasn't with women before. And now they're like, oh my God, is she
Oh,
like not fully lesing out? Like they're just like, there's so many
yeah.
speculations. They're like,
Yeah, maybe she
people
was just a
are,
tourist at the lesbian
yeah.
country.
And people are thinking like, oh, Mandie cheated, or maybe she's not
Of
gay, or like
course.
this and that. And like, there's just like so many things that people are like swirling around.
Yeah.
And poor Danae is like posting just sad TikToks and like she's
Oh,
like
that
so
sucks.
heartbroken. So that sucks because it's like, oh my God, you guys were like perfect.
I know. Yeah, that's really sucks. So do you think that, so why are people thinking she's like gone straight, or like, cause
I don't
she,
know, just because
has she been
she,
with men?
yeah.
I mean, like since the breakup?
Oh, nobody really knows anything. They were fine, and then all of a sudden they both posted this like screenshot. Oh my God. The
Can you,
heels.
can you even handle?
No.
It's so hot. And I love how the back of it's just her back. And then this is the bonus one.
Oh my God, is the song on there?
Yeah. This is
Have you
the
listened to it?
No, I haven't listened to the extra song. It's called Needless to Say.
Oh, I haven't heard it either.
Yeah, we gotta
I thought it
react
was
to it.
something um that had like bitch in it or something.
So she also like Busy Bitch or something. So she
Yes.
also released another song that's not even part of the album, but she said she wrote it with Jack.
Oh.
And but it's only digital. Like it's not streaming.
Oh, okay.
This one's clear, which I like.
That's cool. I have one that's like that, but it's glow in the dark.
Talking to Dylan, and I was like, "Don't you think she's hot?" And he's like, "I don't know, like she's pretty." I'm like,
Oh
"That is the
my
gayest thing to say."
God.
She's pretty.
She's pretty.
He's like, "Well, I can't say she's hot because I don't want to fuck her." I'm like, "Everybody wants to fuck Sabrina Carpenter, okay?
Everybody.
You
Come
just have
on,
to admit
stop.
it to yourself." Yeah, so we have to somehow like react to the song, but I don't know because it's
Yeah.
just on a vinyl. I wonder if like, I wonder if we could like illegally find it online, guys. I bought the album, or so don't come for me. But like, if it's to be able to react to it, probably it's
Yeah.
probably on like TikTok somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't heard it at all.
Me either. And I have the vinyl. I just haven't listened to it because I wanted to like save for the reaction. But I do want to talk more about the short and sweet album now that I've had time to sit and digest it.
Yeah.
But also, I wanted to think about, what are you thinking for Halloween outfits since it's September?
I have no idea.
Because I already picked. We already went to Spirit Halloween,
Oh,
and
you picked.
I already got it. So I'm gonna be Joker. Look at these Joker nails.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be like Femme Joker, but I have like a purple suit, and I'm gonna do like Joker makeup, but like snatch, like fierce Joker makeup. It's gonna be so fierce. And these nails, I'm gonna be drag Joker, and I'm gonna
Oh
do
my
like
God.
a red lip that's like comes out a little bit
Yeah,
for Joker.
that's perfect.
And then Dylan's gonna be Beetlejuice. We got him the Beetlejuice suit, and I'm gonna do his like Beetlejuice makeup.
Yeah,
Um, because we're gonna go see that. Are you gonna see Beetlejuice?
I really want to. I just don't know when or how I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll let you know how it is. I'll do like a non-spoiler review on here.
Yeah, I want to see it so bad.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I think like, because we're gonna wear those outfits to Salem, because we're going to Salem, Mass
Yeah.
on Halloween, which is gonna be crazy.
I want
Um,
to go so bad to Salem.
I know we should plan for it next year. We could like meet up there. Um, do you think like everyone's gonna be in costume on Halloween in Salem?
I don't think everyone, but I think it'll be
Because
pretty.
like, is it gonna be like weird if if we just are walking around in costume?
Who cares?
I mean, honestly, yeah, who gives a fuck? I
Yeah.
mean, because we're gonna look fierce.
Live your life.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
so I don't care. Yeah, I shouldn't feel like, are people gonna judge? It's like, we're literally in Salem on Halloween, like on the 31st. So like
Yeah.
so if there's people there not dressed up, like, ew.
Then what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like why? That's literally the whole point of Halloween. Yeah, we're gonna go on some like haunted walks. We're gonna see the house from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun.
That's so cool. I want to go so bad. I'm mad that I never went when I was in Maine.
But yeah, oh my god, us seeing Short and Sweet. I'm literally flying down and flying back the next day,
I know.
which is craziness. But like, it's worth it. You only live once. You
Yeah.
literally texted me and you're like, "There's tickets available," and I'm like, "Should I just get a ticket now?" And like
Should
a
I
plane
just
ticket
do it?
now, like. And you know what? I only live once. I don't have kids. I happen to have the extra money to do it. There were $300 for nosebleeds, but you know, we're still gonna be there. We're gonna feel the energy. We're gonna get the merch. Ooh, I can't wait to get the Short and Sweet merch. We're gonna,
I
because
didn't even think about merch yet.
yes, it's gonna be so fierce. And then I'm sure there's gonna be like a massive screen like at Era, so like we'll see it. Oh my god. So what songs from the new album are you excited the most to hear live?
Good Graces.
Of course, yeah. That's still like my number one, but tied
Yeah.
with Bedchem.
Yeah, I do love Bedchem too.
Bedchem is so good. But I love that first verse of Bedchem.
Yeah.
It's so she's like, I was in a sheer dress the day that we met. And like he was wearing a white jacket and she was wearing a sheer dress. Like people were talking about it, like where they met at some party or whatever. I'm interested to hear her sing Dumb and Poetic live. Her vocals are really intense. It's almost giving me like Driver's License by Olivia, like the way like it swells and swells and swells.
I love Good Graces. Coincidence.
Yeah, no, definitely Dumb Poetic. Coincidence is gonna be so good live.
Mm-hmm. And I really like Slim Pickens too.
Oh, Slim Pickens is really good.
It's like a country vibe, but it's like
it's very country, very Dolly. We need like
relatable.
a Sabrina Dolly collab.
Yes.
So good. I'm really into Don't Smile.
I like that too. I like that one too.
It's very R&B. I like that one. Apparently Juno is her next single.
Oh, really?
Because it was on the radio, like on Sirius radio this morning when I was going to work. So maybe we might be getting a Juno music video.
Ooh.
This would be cool.
I also obviously love Taste. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, Taste is so good. So I wanted to deep dive into it. So is your rankings like kind of the same as when we did it originally?
What did I send you?
Oh my god, Espresso was my number 2. I mean, I love Espresso, but I feel like definitely Bedchem and Taste are over Espresso now for me. Oh my god, Slim Pickens was my least favorite on the album.
Lighter Girls is my least favorite, and I think it's still.
You're right. I like Lighter Girls. It's a very pretty song, but I think Slim Pickens is I listen to it more than Lighter Girls.
I listen to Lighter Girls the least.
We both said Please 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 was like mid, like in the middle of the album.
I think it's just because they're so overplayed at this point.
Yeah. Ooh, Coincidence was your number 3. Mine was number 8.
I love Coincidence. Yeah, I still really like those top 3. But I think that Juno is going to go down a little bit and Slim Pickens would come up.
Okay, yeah. So for me, Don't Smile and Coincidence comes up because that was my 8 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Sharpest Tool. I really like that song. Like Sharpest Tool might be in my top 5.
I like it too. It's just those were like slower, so it's easier to skip those songs, but I do really like them.
I love it. I also love the fact that she only says Sharpest Tool once.
Yeah.
Because like it really should have been, the song is probably originally when she was writing it called We Don't Talk About It. Because she says that so much in the song, but I like that she went with Sharpest Tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what it is for me is the refrain. That's like stuck in my head all the time when she's like, we don't talk about how you found God at your ex's house.
Yeah.
Like make sure the phone's always face down. Like, oh, it's so
And I love like how it sounds in headphones.
Yes, and then like the weird distorted. Yeah, like that's gonna be a fun one live too. I'm gonna be screaming that refrain. I'm so excited. Like it's gonna be crazy. I still like don't like fully mentally believe we're gonna
I
be
don't
seeing her
either.
live.
I don't either.
Until we're there. We're like, yeah. It's crazy that Sabrina's become like a stan artist for me.
I know.
Just because to think back to Sabrina and like, wasn't she in like Girl Meets World? And she was
Something
like,
like that on Disney Channel.
yeah, she was like a Disney actress, and now like she's so iconic.
Yeah.
Like it's even like her past albums, like Emails I Can't Stand had a few good ones on it and stuff too.
Mhm.
Obviously, like that created the iconic nonsense like ad libs and stuff, which
Yeah.
really like set her up for now her ad libs in songs now, which is iconic.
Yes, I love her ad libs. They're hilarious.
But it's so good. And then like the interview, like I love that interview she did at the chicken date or whatever it's
Yes.
called. Like that was hilarious. And that's become like a meme where like the interviewer's singing Espresso and she's just sitting there like,
yeah.
It's so good. The whole rumors of like her and Barry,
Yeah.
like maybe not together, it kind of really makes sense because like you even said in our reaction, it seems like it's just purely physical with them.
Yeah.
Except for Juno. Juno's
Yeah.
the only one where it's kind of like, but I think
she's stigmatized.
she's stigmatized, and I think Juno is kind of like she's playing into that on purpose. Like it's like she's playing into the fantasy of like, because everybody gets caught up in those feelings when you're like first with someone.
Yeah.
That like, oh, like I want, like, make me pregnant. Well, guys have said that to me, and I'm like, okay, girl.
like,
but
you do know how this works, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's not hot. Like, yeah, he's like, I want you to make me pregnant. I'm like, I don't. The fuck? Well, that mean you like inherit Walt Disney or whatever, or is that just a myth? If we talk about, because like we didn't know until halfway through, until Dumb and Poetic, that it was about Shawn Mendes.
I know.
Which is so insane. And so he's been really quiet about it. He hasn't said anything.
Yeah, what are you gonna say to that?
He did post, like, I just saw him like one of his stories was just like, I love Gracie Abrams' new album. He just like said that, which I mean, it is an amazing album, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing you can say to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna get a response like in his album.
Yeah.
I'm sure
that would be good.
Because
I love like analyzing albums and finding the tea in them, and you go down like the rabbit hole of like what a song is about, and then you just like pass it on to people that like don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
That's
like,
me.
This song is about this, and and then it's because this, and they're just like, okay.
Yeah, that's literally me at work, because so I have hired a new groomer, and she like listens to like metal and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, we're going to see Sabrina Carpenter, and she's like, I think I've heard that name. I was like, I almost like fell over, but I'm like, that's what these algorithms are.
Yeah.
Like to me and my gate and your algorithm, like Sabrina's like the biggest star ever, and then like there's people that don't even know her.
I know.
That's so crazy how we're in these like echo chambers nowadays.
Do you know what metal she listens to?
No, but I should ask. I'm not
Because I
sure.
also listen to metal, so
Yeah, I'll ask. In taste, because obviously taste is about, now looking back, it's so glaringly obvious that it's supposed to be Camila and Sean.
Yeah.
As the couple. One of my favorite lines is right when it starts, and she goes, well, obviously that I make a 5-foot impression, like that's great. But she goes, you're wondering why half his clothes went missing.
My body's where they're at. And there's videos of her in his sweater.
Yeah. But also it's a funny play on like, he's now always like seen shirtless and like in this cult, and always like half of his clothes are always missing. And so she's basically telling Camila like, you're wondering what happened to him. It's like, yeah, well, he fucked me over hard, and like now he's in this new era. But it's so funny. That's so obviously about Sean, but I didn't even like catch it. But now it's so easy to think about that.
You know the movie he did, Lal Lal Crocodile?
Yes.
The la 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 la's that she does
is all through it. It's like in backing vocals, but it's also funny because she says makes painting with his tongue, and she's like la 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 la, like as if he was eating her out.
Yeah.
Which also, he pins you down to the carpet. Girl, I don't see power bottom Shawn Mendes doing that, but whatever. I mean, I guess now it's confirmed that he is like straight, but
Yeah.
what? I mean, he's definitely missing a good chance to be gay. Like, but you know, I believe my girl Sabrina, and if he pins you down and eats you out, then clearly he's into chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how he's funny now. All his jokes hit different. Guess who he
Mm-hmm.
learned that from? Because I mean, Sabrina is hilarious.
She is hilarious. She's really funny.
And that's kind of really the only song where she's speaking to Camila. The rest of the album really is about like towards Sean.
Mm-hmm.
That one is the only one where it's like, but I think it's like she's not purposely like trying to come for Camila. I think it's more of like she's kind of speaking on how women are pitted against each other.
Yeah.
And like it feels to me, or how I take it, it's almost like facetious in a way, or like meta, or like because she's not actually being like, haha, you're gonna taste me, fuck you, bitch. But it's because the video, that's what made me think that, of like,
Yeah.
where it's very like sarcastic and ironic. It's kind of like giving Tortured Poets in a way, of like when she's making fun of like her ex who was like a tortured poet and then acting like it.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving to me. Like, because I don't think she's that type of like mean girl that would be like, haha, taste my puss juice when you kiss him. Like, but it's like, but she's also, but everybody has those immature thoughts.
Yeah.
And so it is like a moment where you like think that. And it really is more of like her kind of like warning Camila in a way of just like, just so you know, like we were just fucking like right before you guys hooked up, or there might even be a crossover.
It's like when your like husband or whatever, your boyfriend's cheating and the girl starts leaving hair ties.
Yes. Yeah. It's like that. Like she's
It's
dropping
like,
little clues.
hey, just letting you know, I was here.
And it's like, and she's really just full on saying shit. Like she literally just says like, I saw you in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Like and he was there with her. Like she's just like full on saying it.
Yeah.
And so to me, it seems like, because in Sharpest Tool, when I first listened to it, not knowing what it was about, I took it as like they were over with and now they don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's about them like still together, and like her kind of feeling the separation and maybe even knowing about them spotted together at Coachella. And she's like, yeah, and they're just still hooking up, but she's like, but we just don't talk about it.
Especially the part where she's like, I don't even know if this is the same song, but where she says, I want to grieve the separation, but you're still laying next to me. Like she
Yeah.
knows that like they're not gonna stay together. She knows that all this shit's going on, but like he's still laying in her bed.
Oh, in the song Slim Pickens, where she's basically saying like, I have like, there's some, if I don't have the one I love, I'll be kissing you.
Mm-hmm.
Is she talking about Sean in that song? I feel like she's not. I feel like that song's after Sean.
I think it's just like a generalization of like, I
Yeah.
can't find a good one, so I'm just gonna fuck around with these shitty people that I have in my contacts list.
Yeah.
Probably including him, but
Yeah, probably including him. And yeah, because she even says the good ones call their exes wasted.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, it's so good. Like pretty much like Sean is like all through this album.
Yeah.
Definitely Lie to Girls is about him. And I really love in the chorus of Lie to Girls when she says, if they
Can
like
you
you, they'll
hear
just
her?
lie to themselves. Is she purring? Oh, yeah, you can hear. And of course, she's like, if they like you, they'll lie to themselves. Like you, they'll lie to themselves. It's such a cool play on words there. And she like because he lies to himself too.
Yeah.
She's a very good writer.
Yeah.
Of lyrics, and they're like funny.
They
And
are. That's what I like about it, is that it can be like really meaningful and serious, but it's also funny the way she like says it. It's like having that sarcastic out excuse me, that sarcastic outlook
Yeah.
about things, like using humor to get through.
Yeah, because in Dumb and Poetic is a perfect song like that, where like it's a very sad song, but it's all like it's hilarious when she says save your breath for floor meditation. And you jack off to lyrics of Leonard Cohen.
Can you get your butthole out of the camera, please? But then the other lesbian breakup was, have you ever seen the girl who's like really tall and she was dating the chick that was like a lot shorter than her?
No.
Her name's Sedona.
No, I don't think so.
Well, they were looking like good online for a while, but then a bunch of shit came out about Sedona, the super tall one, from like 4 different exes, including the most recent one, about how she's like mentally and physically abusive, and she like
Really?
the last girl, she like crashed the ATV that they were riding on vacation and like kicked her off of it, like threw her off the ATV, was like chasing
Damn.
her, like said she posted a bunch of screenshots of like the emotional and verbal abuse from her, and she hadn't posted in like 4 months after that. And then she randomly just came back on TikTok and made an apology video where she's like, I've been offline. I've just been listening to everybody and taking it all in, and I need to take accountability. And then she instantly, after saying that, said, I've never abused anyone. I'm not an abusive person. That's not who I am. And just started
It's this
excusing.
it's the same thing for like every influencer that gets canceled.
Yeah.
Which is that's so crazy. I mean, which also brings me into my topic of Brooke and canceled.
Yeah, I want to know because I didn't watch it yet. I haven't had time.
Okay, yeah, so you haven't watched the new episode.
No, I want the
So
tea.
I want to see, hold on, let me look to see what the views are, like if the views have gone down at all and canceled. I
Yeah.
doubt it. I bet people were fucking tuned in. I was. No, okay, it's still got 1.1 million. Which is insane how many views they get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's the same shit that's happening, like that she's just said. Like she's bad. Like her and Tana like aren't beefing, I guess. Or like they might have been like a little bit. I think they were a little bit. And then but now they're over because the vibes would just seemed like a little off. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Brooke was just nervous in general to be back on like on that couch and back at the
Yeah.
podcast. But she basically said that yeah, she's gonna continue to learn from this and do the growth. Which what does that actually mean?
Right. Like, well,
Like, not even talking shit about Brooke. I'm just saying in general. When people say that, they're like, she's like, I'm just gonna continue learning. And so it's like, what do you need to continue learning? That like
and how are you doing that? Like, what are you doing to learn and educate yourself?
and Tana kept saying like she's like, I saw stacks of books that you've been reading, and I'm like, okay, like calm
All
down,
right.
girl.
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't think. I mean, no offense to Brooke, but I don't know. And then and Tana's like, there's been a lot of stuff that I've seen that you're doing behind the scenes. You're not flaunting it on TikTok, and it's like, well, that's coincidental. I mean, that's like convenient, like,
Yeah.
which I get. Like, I understand if she doesn't want to flaunt it on TikTok, but at the same time, it's like you could easily just be doing nothing, like, and
Yeah.
just saying that. I don't know. It's like, it's really just a thing where like, are they just gonna continue? Like, I think them taking this 2 or 3 weeks off or whatever wasn't the best idea.
No. I mean, did you see all the comments on the last one? Everyone was really mad at Tana.
Everyone's mad at Tana, and then everyone's like mad at Paige. Like people were coming for her. They're like
Yeah.
bullying her and don't like her. And
Yeah. They were saying, like, why are you saying our podcast? Like, it's not your podcast. But it is because she works
yeah,
on the podcast. Like, she helps edit. She's the producer, isn't she?
yeah, and she's been behind the scenes. She's like Tana's number one person.
Yeah,
So
so what do you mean it's not our pod? It is. She has worked on it.
yeah, she's just not a co-host, but like. Yeah, and like people were freaking out. It was one episode. Everyone's like, "You replaced Brooke." It's like, girl, it's been one episode. Apparently, so Tana did record an episode that's going to come out later, but in this 2 week period, but it wasn't with Brooke, and she's thought it would have looked really bad if she posted 2 episodes without Brooke.
Yeah.
So that's why they waited. But I think it would have been. I honestly think that episode should have just been Tana and Brooke. I think I think Tana and Brooke should have just came back immediately and Brooke just say what she did. They would have gotten a lot of. I mean, this is the damned if you do, damned if you don't thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna get hate for whatever they do. But I think the best strategy would have been get all the hate from the first episode back, get a little bit less hate on the second episode back, and by this week, this would have been their 3rd week back from the scandal, people would have just been like, well,
whatever,
we're back to canceled. Like, I think now it built up too much hype and it built up even more drama of like, is she replacing Brooke? And, but was that also strategic to
that's what I was just thinking,
to keep people invested? So I don't know, because we'll see, because I don't know if this is gonna affect the I mean, right now the numbers aren't good. I think the real test will be next week. How the numbers are next week. Because I I just watched the past 2 episodes because of this drama. Like, I haven't been a weekly listener of the podcast. So yeah, I mean, we'll see, but it's just really like, I don't know. It's just kind of strange.
And the last episode with her and Paige, for me, I almost like shut it off towards the end because I was getting annoyed, because it felt like I was watching that like overcompensating couple, which I think that Tana's relationship is great and I think it's really good for her, but also just like the way that they were talking, the way that they were like laying on each other, it was just like getting annoying.
Her and Makoa when he came on.
That part was just getting really annoying for me. I was just like, oh my god, like this just feels so
because it's
extra.
And it's also not what canceled was to begin with. Like, it's interesting to like see a happy, settled in Tana. Like, and I'm glad for her, and I'm glad, but it's also like, is that gonna like be great going forward? I don't know. Like, and they're also talking about the Mean Girl allegations and saying they don't want to be like accountability police and canceled police, but it's like, because they were saying like, they were like, yeah, we have been canceling a lot of people lately, and that's not what this podcast is about. And I'm like, well, isn't it called cancel? Like, I don't. I'm like, that's literally your whole shtick of like, you come onto the podcast and say what these people, like, terrible things that have done to you. So they're like, yeah, we just don't want to bully anymore. But they also were like struggling with that in this episode. Literally, they were talking about like, we don't want to be the cancel police, we don't want to bully. And then like 20 minutes later, they're talking about the Blake Lively thing, and literally, and they're like talking about Blake Lively, and then Brooke's like, oh, but I don't want to bully, after like saying bad stuff, and she's like, but I don't want to bully. And I'm like, you guys just do what you do. Like, you don't.
It's like the 2 girls that go out for lunch in the friend group and they're like drinking wine and they're like, can I just say something?
Yeah. Like, can I say, be like, I love her, she's amazing, but like,
I love her, but
do we kind of hate her? Like, like,
isn't she kind of like annoying?
Yes, like that's exactly what it was. So it just seems strange. I don't know where they're gonna go with this going forward, because Tana also said she's like, she wants to do something like more serious with the podcast. But then she also backpedaled in this new episode, and she was like, well, this isn't gonna be the new CNN. She's like, we're still gonna be doing like stuff we like, the normal stuff we talk about. And I'm like, you're backpedaling a lot. Like, basically this episode was full of Tana backpedaling. Because she literally said, she was like, well, she's like, I'm not sitting here saying like I condemn Brooke. And I'm like, those were your literal words. So,
and I mean, I was honestly kind of like excited to have some more serious moments in the podcast of more like worldly topics and like deep topics and whatever, and not have it be so surface level all the time and like just about drama and whatever. So, I mean, I honestly hope they do that. I don't think it should be the entire podcast, like, but maybe have a couple of episodes like that. That'd be cool.
I don't think they're gonna, because she was backpedaling a lot because like people weren't into that.
Really?
yeah, and so she was basically saying, she was like, yeah, I mean, she's like, people were basically saying like this is gonna be like the new CNN. She's like, that's not gonna be it. And it's like they're very much like they're listening, which I guess you're supposed to listen to your audience, but they're like listening to them like too much.
Yeah.
They're like because they didn't get this famous listening to like take like doing what people are telling them to do. Like they became this big just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And so I think they should just go where like what they think naturally to go to. Like I don't think they should be like they're almost like prisoners to the comments right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's great. I mean, it's like it's, but I get it. I mean, it's hard. I mean, listening to like, because I even get that too. Like on our small channel, like when people say stuff, I'm like, should we change or should we do that? Like, but it's really you should just. I feel like the best way and people like the most for podcasts and stuff is just doing what the people like the most and enjoy doing, because if you're not having fun on the podcast
Yeah.
it translates.
Yeah. You have to be genuine. Like, oh my God. She has the zoomies. You have to be genuine. And like, if you're not having a good time, if you're not enjoying the things that you're doing, then it's going to show.
Yeah, it is. And so yeah, so I'm just confused as to what's going to happen with the future of the podcast. I mean, and like the tour and everything, and like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like she basically was like, and then at one point later in this thing, like Tano, she said something of like Tano was saying because they weren't even talking about the Brooke cancellation, and Tana said something of was like, well, I don't have the best takes, and then Brooke like made a joke. She's like, either do I, and that's like, okay,
Oh,
we can't be like joking about the tweets already. Like, I mean,
no.
I like I don't know, but also how do you go forward? Like I
Yeah.
because I mean that would be my instinct too, probably to like joke
Yeah.
about it, but so I don't know. I haven't read the comments on this new video because
I got to
it's
watch it.
the like comments are too like depressing for me, but um so yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting, but I was glad to see Brooke back. But honestly, I didn't hate the episode with her and Paige.
I didn't either. Like, I always thought that they had a really good chemistry together.
It's really weird. And but also, did you see the new trend on TikTok of people being like, well, since we don't like since everyone doesn't like Brooke anymore, I want to say what I don't like about it. And like everyone's being like, I actually didn't like her makeup, or I didn't like her slick back bun, or like people were like
Oh my
going in on
God.
like it's kind of it's kind of crazy, like
Drag her.
yeah, like, and that's what happens, people just kind of jump on the band. But Brooke said she was like, she literally said, I appreciate everyone that held me accountable.
Yeah.
And what is also strange to me is that, okay, for one, Tana also had extremely maybe even worse tweets way back in the day, and that resurface every few years. And two, and even Brooke said that she's like, well, I feel bad that like your past has been brought up too. And Tana's like, well, Tana was like, well, I mean, it's my past, like I don't care, like it's like she's like, I still apologize for it. And two, Brooke's tweets have been known, like they just resurface every few years. So the way that Brooke's first response, very emotional, she was almost acting like this was the first time
Yeah.
this
I
this
didn't know they
happened.
hadn't ever been released before.
Yeah, like just a couple of years ago they were no, she was on a podcast talking about it. There was a clip of a podcast and she was like, "Yeah, I have some bad tweets from the past." Like so like she's known about these tweets. And so that was just also strange how she was kind of like treating it like, "Oh my god, I can't believe these leaked," where it's like, but also like the internet for just not like, why did everyone just decide now to like freak out over them?
You just get to a point where you have a lot of attention on you and traction. Like from the Clinton
Yeah.
Kane thing, she had so many eyes on her. Then people
Yeah.
that are probably just finding it are like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
this is that girl that just went through the Clinton Kane thing, and I just found these and I'm gonna spread them.
Yeah, I think it was the Clinton Kane thing. Oh my god, I just forgot I forgot mascara. That's jail. But anyway, like so I'm definitely interested to see like where the podcast goes from here
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna move forward. And I don't like the sound of the backpedaling.
Yeah, that's was a little unfortunate. But
Like literally on everything.
yeah, literally on everything. Like she just came back and like yeah, so I don't know. And like she literally like they start the episode and Tana's like, "Look, everyone, Brooke's here. Calm down." And it's just like you can't seem annoyed at the like
Yeah.
people are mad at you. Like I don't know. It was almost kind of like annoyance and like but even Brooke though because Tana went on a tangent of like how people were like dragging them for other things that wasn't even the issue and everything and like that it happens to women more than men. And then Brooke even said she's like, "But to reiterate, I'm not a victim here." Like Brooke's like, I'm not want us to think like I'm saying that I'm a victim here." Like so I mean Brooke was she was really holding herself accountable and she really was just like and she almost wasn't really like apologizing anymore. She was basically just kind of matter of factly just being like, I'm gonna do the work. And like it was more of it wasn't that like crying, like, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. It was more of just like it's really fucked up what happened and I'm changed and I'm gonna keep changing. So I do like the way Brooke handled it.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily love the way Tana handled it.
Yeah.
But I also think Tana panicked. I don't know. I mean, what else do you do in that situation?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens and what's gonna continue to happen.
Because
And
to me, it doesn't seem like because they talked about that and then they just started talking about like Brooke's cat and Blake Lively drama and stuff. So it doesn't seem to me like the podcast is going to change.
yeah.
And why fix something that's not broken? So I don't like. So we'll see if they're actually going to start doing like more meaningful topics, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, with the whole Brooke thing being so fresh and them like bringing that up in the episode, maybe they didn't want to like make the whole episode heavy or too deep and whatever.
Yeah,
So they
which I
just do the
get.
heavy part and then move on to
Yeah.
lighter things.
Yeah, which I get. I also want to talk about so I love so obviously everyone knows about Jules LeBron, the demure person.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Very demure.
Very demure, very mindful.
She's a trans woman. She got the money for the surgery out,
Oh, really?
out of Demure, which is really cool.
That's
She
demure.
yeah, it's very cutesy of her. It's funny that it's like over. The Demure trend was
Yeah,
literally over before it even started. Like I think
I know.
it was like popular for like 2 days.
Yeah, and even Netflix had a section that said very demure, very mindful, and it had things on there like New Girl, Gilmore Girls,
That's
like
what
all
ruined
the
it.
yeah,
And so what I think ruined Demure, which is that once the straight people got their hands on it, they didn't realize it was sarcasm.
yeah,
Because I saw like straight like conservative news outlets even talking about TikTok and they're like, I'm glad that women are choosing to be demure and not
oh
like
god,
and not slutty now and stuff. And I'm just like, it's sarcasm. Like, what are we talking about? Like, like that. I think that's what really ruined it. With like people
yeah,
were just like, I'm being demure, and it's like, no, like that was like I made a grooming video, like grooming a dog, and I was like,
yes, I saw it.
I'm like very cutesy, like, but I wasn't like that's the joke, like.
Yeah,
Or like Jules, like she has that one video I love when she has like the really long wig, and she was like, "You see how I wear my hair short? Very demure. I'm not like these other girls. I have a short bob, and it's like down to the floor. Like
yeah.
that's the humor in it. It's like sarcasm. People like don't
It's
like,
supposed to be ironic and funny and sarcastic and
yeah.
a joke.
And then it just became like real. Everyone's just like, well, we're very demure now. Like Brat Summer's over, and it's like, ugh. And so it just and now it's almost like become cringe when people say it, which like sucks. Like, cause they're like, the straights took it from us. Like, but I am happy for Jules that she got the like she's so funny. Her TikToks, I love her TikToks where she does get ready with me, but between each step she takes a massive hit of weed. And she just gets more and more fucked up throughout the video. Like, Jules is so funny. But and she like had like a copyright like battle with Demure. Yeah, like right when it started becoming famous, some guy, like some straight dude, like bought the copyright to it.
What?
And it's like, ew. Like, and so it's like, that's not, we don't want him saying Demure. Like, what? Like, but I think she like somehow won or something, which is good. Oh, and there, oh yeah, there's a Britney Spears documentary coming out.
I want to watch it.
That's going to be exciting. I mean, it's like in pre-production, so we don't know who's going to play who. A lot of people are pitching Addison Rae to play her. Have you listened to Diet Pepsi?
Nope.
You haven't listened to the new Addison Rae song?
Nope.
Oh, I love it. It's kind of like she ate, kind of like, I don't know. I love it. Like, it's actually really good. I don't know
if I've really listened to any of Addison Rae's music.
It's not great, but like, I don't know. I kind of live for the Diet Pepsi song. I haven't seen the music video. I feel like we should do a reaction to it.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. But yeah, so then, okay, so so I like having like random topics. Like where we were last time we talked about like shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
Are some words fat? Like,
there's some words fat.
Like Wilbur.
Absolutely.
Wilbur's a fat person's name, right? Like, yes. It's so weird. I didn't know that. Or like names. So like, and then I feel like a skinny name is like Kim.
Yes.
Like,
I agree. I'm trying to think of some examples.
But it's so strange. Like, I didn't know. Like Bobby is a fat person's name. Like, also Kevin. Like Kevin can go fuck himself. Jim. Yeah. And then like a skinny person named Tina.
Yes.
But what's like a skinny guy name?
Ryan.
Timothée Chalamet. Yeah, definitely like a Ryan.
Okay, so I feel like Chris is fat, but Christopher is skinny.
Oh yeah, Christopher's definitely skinny.
Yeah, but Chris is fat.
Christopher is almost like manorexic. You're like,
yeah,
are you okay?
Yeah,
and then like Chris, hey. Chris is like rolling into the room.
Sal is a fat name.
Oh, for sure. And there's also like ugly names too, like pretty and ugly names, which is interesting. Yeah. Like you can't, like a really, really hot chick can't be named Gertrude.
I was literally thinking Gertrude.
You know what I mean, though? Like, you can't just be like a 10 model and be like, I'm Gert.
Literally thinking Gertrude.
Yeah, like, there's no way. I mean, I guess you can, but it feels like it's not allowed.
What's another one?
And like, when you're naming the kid, how are you gonna know what they are?
I know, isn't that weird how certain people with certain names a lot of time are certain characteristics?
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Super weird.
Like, there's definitely gay and lesbian names.
Yeah. Like, and some people get it very wrong. Like, have you seen, probably not, where people are like, what's your butch name? And they say, and then they're like, what's your real name? They're like, Sandra.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. No, I haven't seen, but like a butch name is Terry.
Yeah.
That is like a lesbian name. But a gay man name, Cody. Cody is so gay. Jay, a lot of people are. I think that just rhymes with it.
I feel like Emma a lot of times is a gay name.
Yeah, I don't know why. Emma. Yeah, basically, if your name's a letter, it's gay.
Yeah. I kept dwindling my name down. First, I was like, no, you guys just call me Emmy. I was like 3 letters, EMI.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not hitting. Let's take
Yeah.
it down a
Let's
letter.
just go to M.
And then I've even debated being like M, but only the letter M.
Just the M. Yeah, no, me too. I wanted to be just the letter J. That would be fierce. And then people just call me Ja.
Just J.
Yeah, just the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah, you're just my name's
My name's don't wear it
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's definitely another gay name is Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then like gay, lesbian, and then there's like really, really straight names like Karen.
Yes.
Obviously.
I feel like Cassandra is a very straight name.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah, like names
I
are
feel like
interesting.
Samantha's like a bi name.
Yeah, Samantha's like a bi name, but also like Sex in the City really like affected Cassandra. It's funny how Cassandra affected Samantha. That's like she was like the slutty one on Sex in the City. I feel like it's funny how pop culture really plays into names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then okay, so another random fact too. Did you know that maps used to be upside down?
What do you mean?
That or they used to be anyway. So the earth is flat. No, the earth is round. So
I knew you were gonna say some shit too.
no, but the earth is round. So like why did we choose north is up and south is down?
I know, I think about that sometimes and it's like, how is any way really any way if it's round?
It's not. And so there were maps where it was like upside down and like north was like Antarctica or whatever. I don't know. And like it was the other way.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, just in like recent history, we decided to have the map this way. But it's interesting to think that like there's been people like
I can see how that can get confusing though. Like, I
yeah,
guess you kind of have to have a general, like,
you do.
this is the way we look at a map, even though anything is anywhere because it's round.
But it's interesting that we chose this
Yeah.
because like it could just be like the map could just be any way.
Yeah.
And there's like ancient maps where like it's our map but like upside down or sideways.
That's kind of crazy.
Isn't that so weird to think that like and like so their north was our south. It's just so weird to me. That like broke my brain when I was like watching a TikTok about
Yeah.
this. I was like,
It makes
what?
sense to me though, like, because it's just round. Like, any way is any way. If you just turn a different way, like,
Yeah. It really does make sense. It's interesting of like how humans have like decided things and like as a
yeah,
general like public of like we all just agree to it. But I mean it's necessary, I guess, because we all need to like we can't
have a standard, not a standard, but have like a
yeah, because it can't be like
starting point, a set point.
yeah, because it can't be all like chaos.
Yeah, which it already is. So
Yeah. So it
we gotta
really
have
is.
some order somewhere,
Yeah.
and we're gonna start with the maps.
Yeah, I was also watching this TikToker that's like a medium and he was talking about how his like how he was saying I was going to say his theory but he was very adamant of this is what it is of our afterlives and stuff and that it's like a scale and that your life is like in the middle and then if you're a shitty person or if you're a shitty person like you'll go down a frequency and then and if you're and then in that spirit life of like a shittier frequency
Yeah,
if you're a better person there you'll get reincarnated back into physical life
that makes sense.
and then if you're a good person in physical life you go up a frequency and if you're a shitty person in your higher frequency you reincarnate back down so you're basically just trying to accelerate up to the highest frequency
Yeah,
and that's where like our souls will end up Do you think that's real?
I think it's a good theory, and it's
Because
possible.
that seems like, because I rewatched Beetlejuice and and Beetlejuice is a lot of like death, and but in like a fun, like cutesy way,
Yeah,
very mindful way of like, see, it's already cringe saying it, but
I know. I wanted to say it, but I didn't.
yeah, of like, it's also kind of like reassuring watching. I think that's why I like Beetlejuice so much as a kid, is that it kind of like, it was like, well, death's not that bad. Like, you'll meet a chain smoking woman after you die or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I
see, you have the opposite reaction to things like that than I do. I feel like it gives me more anxiety.
oh, like watching a movie about death and stuff,
Yeah.
or hearing this theory about death.
I mean, not so much the theory because I don't know. That doesn't really give me that much anxiety. But
Yeah,
I mean, ever since I was really little, I instantly had huge fears around death, around the universe, around like just the way that this life is set up in general. And I would like
it is weird.
sit in my bed as like a 3-year old and I would
That's
start
not good.
freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like panic attack as a toddler. And I'd run out to my parents and be like, I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. There's planets in
Wow.
the sky. Like, there's
That
stars
rhymed.
out there. Yeah, I'm good like that. I would just start panicking. And I've just
Yeah,
always had this like deep rooted fear of the unknown and of death and of the universe and like all of that. I was like literally born with the fear of all of that.
yeah. Which, I mean, it is like a
Baby,
natural thing, but to me, like,
chill out.
watching movies and stuff about death and afterlife, if it worked out in the end in the movie stuff, it gave me like like, it was like reassuring to me as a kid. Oh yeah, so basically we're all gonna die at the end. It sucks. We're
Yep.
all gonna die a painful, horrible death.
Okay.
And then but no, it's not gonna be painful and horrible. It's gonna be, death is just going up to a higher frequency.
Hopefully.
Or lower if you're like a terrible person. But I don't think I'm like that bad of a person to go lower.
I don't think I am either.
Maybe, unless I'm like a narcissist.
I know, that would suck.
Because I don't know. But do narcissists like wonder if they're narcissists?
I don't think so. I think that's one of the things that you can't do.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm clear?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I don't think I've ever wondered if I'm a narcissist or not, but I have wondered if a lot of other people
Yeah.
are narcissists. So
I wonder it.
I actually don't know if I'm safe.
I wonder it a lot. But I think I am just emotionally avoidant,
I am for sure.
and that's my number one trait that like would seem like could have like narcissist. I think I have narcissistic tendencies, but I don't think I'm a full blown malignant narc.
Yeah.
'Cause that'd be crazy. But anyway, I don't know why we end it here. Yeah, so on the podcast, we'll see you guys next week. We're gonna do some type of reaction. We should do another movie reaction soon. We haven't done that in a while.
Mean girls.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We could have just done that today.
Mean girls.
And we could watch it on like, maybe we could screen share on Discord. Oh no, you like to watch it on the TV.
Well, I have my double monitor set up now, so
Yeah, because I wonder if we could just screen share on Discord and it would like be clearer.
yeah, because I'm using my monitor in here now as my TV.
Oh,
so
cool. Yeah, so we could do that, because then we could like pause and stuff and talk, like if we're
yeah.
screen sharing it. So yeah, let's do that. Let's plan for our next video, and then we'll have to do the Katie
Katie Cat
Katy Perry reaction.
143.
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to go into it negatively. But my expectations aren't super high. They're not
Yeah, I don't
super
think they're super high, but
they're not
I don't
super
think it'll be
low
terrible
either. It's just like we'll see. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Don't listen to Dr. Luke's music because he might rape you. I don't know. Okay. Bye.